Hi, how you guys doing? Hello. Hello. We are here for our Sunday live. All right, let me just see. There we go. All right. Let me just double check something on this, if I can. Of course not. All right, I'm just checking this other end. I think I've got it. Okay. So how are you guys doing? I hope that you're doing well. I put in some questions that people I think forgot and put on. Hi, Gina. Um, that I think people forgot and put in the commentary log of a post. But may I ask people to and remind them that when I ask you to put a question in the chat log of the live, it will always be in the chat log, not the commentary of the post that I'm reminding you guys to post your questions in, if that makes sense. But anyway, it's all good. I'm glad the sound is good. I have been monkeying with it behind the scenes before I started and messing around with it, and I'm glad it sounds good. Let me know if the camera gets funny or anything like that. Hopefully not. Oh my God, it's so cold and damp here, Lynette says. It's kind of chilly here. It's 53, but it always feels a little colder with the Pacific air here. And okay. I see it, Mariana. Got it. Oopsie. Whoops. I keep hitting the wrong. There we go. Okay, and I think we've got our questions. Now we've got up to about 11. Donna Matrix says, I'm usually uh, busy on Sunday nights, so I'm glad I could make it tonight. I'm glad you could too. I'm glad that anybody could make it tonight. Thank you so much. Questions are kind of, thank you. It's like three different lipstick colors. I'm never just happy with, I always think, if I could just get a little bit more of a blue red in with that. And then people say, what color are you wearing? I'm like, three different ones. Yeah, I do see what I think is Kamala, uh, but I'm not sure. So I will keep that open. But there is something with her. I tend to think so, but I'm gonna leave that to happen as it may. It's odd, I just keep getting, that the woman deserves her flowers, and that was kind of a message with a certain deck that I used the other night, and I thought, wow, that was an interesting. It's kind of one of those messages that you just kind of went, oh, that felt, I felt that hit different, as they say. Um, will 45 be asked to cater funeral? I hope not. Eh. Let's see. Okay. So I think we've pretty well. And I see Nina's. Let me grab Nina's. Nina, I got you, girl. You're asking about your daughter. See, if you don't put it, me and getting older, if you don't put it all in those great big caps, all right, I'm gonna grab that one too. Now we're up to 13 questions, so I'm gonna stop there. Let me just put really, let's see. No more questions. I am way past even what I usually take. Sorry. All right. Yeah, I've gotten yours, Vivian. Yours is on there. And I just want to make sure, like I got Holden Allen's World, I got his. His was, or theirs, to be fair, I don't know. And Jam, I got yours. So if that's I think making sense. Sometimes it's hard with these things. You can't always tell whether or not you're getting all the questions. Then when you go to do it back, you notice like, oh, someone's saying, oh, you forgot my question. It's like, oh no, hang on. All right, so this looks good. Hi, Rosemary. Hi, Oxford, KT, and Lynette, and Gina, Jam. Just want to say hi. And Aria, Crystal Blue Persuasion. That's a beautiful song, actually. He said, first time at Blackcat Live, I had sent a question about orange marmalade's awareness. Oh, okay. I'm just going to tag that question because you're asking about his awareness about so many people reading on him and seeing his demise. I think he's got people that probably kind of track us, to be fair, because he always has these trolls. And I think kind of word gets back to him. I don't know if he knows, but I will see if he knows that we see problems for him health wise. Definitely see constantly a card of convalescence, and it just doesn't seem to change very much. So, not the greatest. He gets the worst cards. He's still getting the worst cards. So it's pretty cray cray. All right. I will go ahead and start this because we have like 13 questions, 14 kind of. All right. So I'm going to go ahead here. All right. I think I've got, which one did I put? All right. I'm going to go with Donna and then Lynette. This is just kind of how it's popped in. So don't freak out if it wasn't in exact order, but it's as close as possible, as I was taking down questions. All right, so let's go ahead and get rolling. Artist Liz, hi. And I got your question. All right, that's good. All right. So let me just get myself situated here a bit more. A sip of my warm beverage. And let's get going. Okay. That's good. Okay. So the first question, Donna Matrix, how does Leo feel about me? Thanks. You know what? I might. Wait a minute. I put a few over here. I didn't get all the cards I wanted to use. I left them on my dresser in my bedroom, so not the greatest help. Let me see. This deck might be more. I forgot my relationship one. Let's see. How does this one go? All right. It's okay. I will use the regular tarot and a few other decks that I have here. They'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right. So here we go. Donna Matrix. How does Leo feel about Donna? And I'm asking my mentors to help me to read for every question I do accurately and clearly. Help me to read accurately and clearly. How does Leo feel about Donna? All right. Let's see what we get. How does Leo feel about Donna? How does Leo feel about Donna? Let's see what we get. All right. I have Temperance, okay, and it is paired with an enthusiasm with the enthusiastic Page of Wands. I think he thinks of you as lively, energetic, adventurous. It looks really positive. There might be a point where he thinks maybe, now I don't know, he might think you need to reel in, maybe imbalance, or bring more balance by having, only you will know, more of those qualities, being more outgoing, extroverted in this case. And even if you're an introvert, we many times have an extroverted side of ourselves. But I'm seeing something about balance of being more open, extroverted, and I think kind of bubbly. I get the Empress and it's paired with the Queen of Swords. So there's like a balance between, I think, being very somber, being capable of being very serious, very nurturing, very feminine, but at the same time, not a pushover. Oh, I think there's romance with this card right here because wands, well, I'm not going to point out what this is shaped like, but it's also fire and passion. So absolutely. Um, it can be, I feel like there's a balance. Maybe he's feeling uh, with you where the Page of Wands are concerned and enthusiasm. I don't get anything negative in any of these cards, like, oh, I wish she was a little bit more this way or that way. In fact, they're the cards, if we look at the colors, they're all full of light and the sky is clear. Um, so I feel like there's a positivity towards you, and there's like the Page of Wands is a bit flirty. Um, so there's an interest, but with the Page of Wands, it's just starting. It's kind of like the beginning of, because it is a kind of a younger court card. But definitely sees you as intelligent, capable of speaking your mind with the Queen of Swords, but also capable of being very feminine and soft, and nurturing and caring with the mothering, maternal card of the Empress. Uh, very, very much romantic, desirable. So, more than that, too, with the Queen of Swords, like I'm saying, it's kind of like beauty and brains. So I'm seeing a positive. Sandy, I'm sorry, I can't take any more questions. I've already taken up 14, and that's three more than I usually do. I'm sorry, love. Let's see what else we get. Okay. Well, I feel like he's going to come to a point where a decision is being made. Maybe, to talk to you or to approach you, to communicate with you with the communicative magician. And I think you could, he might end up you might end up hearing from him, but I think he's going to need encouragement on his side because right now it looks like it's there, but he's careful. You know what I mean? Okay. No, no bother, Sandy. Yeah, unfortunately, the questions go so quick. Um, but if there's, if you don't find somebody this weekend or well, it's already gone. But okay, I'll give Sandy, I'll give you Jam's place. All right. Let me just go here. Do. Got to roll back a little bit. There we go. All right. Done. Thank you, Jam. That was very generous. All right. So I'm getting the sense that he does. Um, I think it's something that if you are seriously interested in him, I think, getting to know him. Um, Let me open my skylight. I'm starting to get warm. I've got two jumpers on. I think it's one of those things that if you're interested, you need to let him know, a little flirtation, perhaps, and kind of let him see that it would be acceptable for him to approach you, kind of give him a little bit of a green light, Donna. I think that's the main thing. So once again, I'm sorry I can't take any more questions because I've already gone over what I usually do. I've got 14, and it's going to take me about 2 hours to read that. Okay, so let's go on to the next question. Um, Let's go here with Lynette. She's saying that there's a new documentary about the Whitechapel murders and it's airing later this week. How does this affect the claims author Hallie Rubenhold made about the victims in her book, The Five? Okay, so how will this affect the claims, I have no idea, but let me just see with the cards if I can get something. All right, so new documentary about the Whitechapel murders. That's the Jack the Ripper murders, in case you don't know, from the 1800s in England. And they want to know how this new documentary will affect the claims that author Holly Rubenhold made about the victims in her book, The Five. Okay, so let's see. I have no idea if this is going to make any sense, but you'll have to let me know. Um, how will this new documentary about the Whitechapel victims, how will it affect the claims that Holly Rubenhold made in her book about them, The Five? Okay, so how will this new documentary affect the claims that the author made about the victims? How would it affect her claims? Okay, let's see what we get. Well, I'm getting the card of strength and world. So it's about something about endurance and enduring until an end, a completion. Um, the victims, and we have a woman here. There's a feeling too, like these women knew how to handle themselves, knew how to handle um, certain types of men, certainly in their vocation, which is the oldest one in the world. And I'm getting a sense of that message there here with the card of moderation, self-moderation, and strength and being able to endure. But we still have a completion here, an ending. I'm not quite sure how that would affect them. Let me roll all the way down here. Okay. So, strength and the world. It's really bringing me the feeling of what that they had to endure quite um, a situation before they passed with the world, before something was complete. Maybe what the agreement was that they came into the world, and unfortunately, maybe this experience was part of that. I'm getting counsel and authorities with the Hierophant. This could also be spiritual beliefs, prayer, and we have the card of going from choppy water to smoother water. It might bring an effect of more empathy or sympathy toward them. Yeah, it looks like a trigger point to the end of the claims. Okay, well, you'll know better than me because I have no idea what this person, this woman claimed. But as long as you understand what you're seeing, that's what's important. So we do have some sort of guidance that comes about with these two cards that brings things from, I think, making less sense or more choppy to smoother understanding or having an effect. I just feel like something makes more sense, maybe. It's not so uh, a lack of clarity. Thanks, Vivian. Yeah, it does look like peer review. It does. Because there's like a sense of counsel looking over this. And when I'm looking at I feel like the victims are the persons in the boat that are being ferried over from a very jumpy, choppy water to that smoother water. So it feels like it would have the effect of maybe bringing things into a smoother more clarity. I just keep feeling like, is it more clarity, less jumpy events, or a smoother timeline? I'm not sure. But all I can say is these poor women endured quite a bit before their lives here were complete. And I think they tried to deal with this individual with all their know-how. So, could be peer review for sure, where things become more clear, where the victims are concerned. Yeah, this is interesting. Slowly going over details, maybe with the deaths, uh, and the similarities between them, and the forensics, if you will, giving similarities or differences. There's a focus upon the act, that final act, the final acts, maybe even the final, oh, I don't know. There were so many wounds, which would have been mortal. No wonder you say thanks. Email, yeah. Sorry, ice cream. I can't take any more questions. I'm full up. But please come back another time, and I'll be happy to read for you next weekend. All right. I hope that that makes sense to you, Lynette, because it's confusing to me. It's harder when I don't know the context. All right. Gina's Place. You're next. So, was a Cancer trying to get my attention today? Oh, I think I know which one that one was. And you're the Taurus. That's right. Or one of them. So let's just see. Let's see. Yes, no. Was Cancer trying to get your attention today? That should bring it more clearly. And then after you, I have listed Aria. Okay. So, was a Cancer trying to get Gina's attention today? Yes, no. Guides, can you help me read accurately and clearly? Please dial me in. Was Mr. Taurus, not Taurus, Mr. Cancer trying to get her attention today? Yes, no. Let's see what we get. Well, I get the 9 of Swords. It looks like there's some kind of worry or anxiety, though that would be a no. I would say on another way, it would look as a yes to me. Yeah, I'm going to say they did. Out of the two of these cards, this one's definitely a yes, and there may be some anxiety around getting the your attention or having attention put on them. But they definitely wanted your attention. I think it makes them anxious, though. They may just be uncomfortable, but kind of excited at the same time. And I can understand that. If there's someone that you're interested in, when they do pay attention to you, you can kind of like, oh no. Um, so there's kind of that feel there. And I would say yes with the 9 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles, part of a plan in trying to, I think, appear, maybe take a little bit more care to their appearance or have you notice them. That kind of shows up. So, but I get somebody that's kind of shy, if that makes any sense. And being a Cancer, they probably are kind of shy or have a side to them that could be. Which is kind of my feeling. It's like they want your attention, but they're kind of shy at the same time. So it's, they might really blush or something like that. But I get yes. I get yes. Okay. Aria. Is it Aria or Arla? Sorry. It looked like an I. Arla. Let me get you. You're next. Okay. After 23 years, do I see you married after 23 years to the father of your children? Let's look for a yes or no. Yes, no. Will Arla be getting married to the father of her children after 23 years? Is that coming down the road, shall we say? Marriage to the father of her children. For Arla, we have marriage to the father of her children. And thank you so much for tuning in. And if you'd be so kind to give me a thumbs up tonight, I'd appreciate it for my efforts. Okay, let's see what we get. After 23 years, will the father of her children be marrying her? Is that a yes? We have that coming up. I get a yes with the Ace of Swords. There will be clarity and endurance with that, and you certainly have 23 years. I feel like yes. I think he's going to realize that, you're the one. You're the one that would have his back. At the end of the day, you've had his children. You're beautiful. I can see that by your picture. And what's not to love? And it looks like you know how to deal with his nonsense too, with that strength card, if he gets a bit ornery or out of line. And there we have the card of the children. But we do have the card of the devil, and that can just be bad habits. It can be him needing to grow up a little bit, frankly, with this card too. If that makes sense to you, I would say it probably falls in the line along those lines. Growing up, needing to drop bad habits that just hold us back and hold us down. Um, I think so. I really do. I think so. So I do think so, Arla. Okay. Does that make sense? King of Swords. I think he's gonna be getting clear on it. Yeah, and there's the home, there's the family and community, and the extended family too comes with the Ten of Cups. But I believe so. It makes perfect sense. Yeah, it just looks like some guys can be much more slow to grow up. Just be yourself. Continue to be yourself. I think he's going to realize, like, who's there for me? Who's going to be good to my children? Ah, mother of my children. You know? And it just a matter of growing up and setting aside growing out of bad habits, and more to the point maybe of getting ready to put them aside. Maybe not being completely done with them yet, but coming to the conclusion that that's what he needs to do, and then that's the next step, growing up. Okay. I hope that's helpful. Keep me in the loop, but I see it happening. It'll become clear. It'll become clear to him. Kind of like an epiphany, like one day when you realize, you know what? I really need to do that. Okay. Now, this is a question I took off of the thing, and this is about, will President Harris have a normal inauguration? Okay, let's take a look and see. Let me just shift the energy a little bit and dial that in. Will Kamala Harris have a normal inauguration? Will she be inaugurated in a normal setting, whenever that's going to be? Kamala Harris, inauguration, yes or no? Will she have a normal type of inauguration? Yes or no? We'll make it clear. It's really good when you guys ask some of the yes or no questions, because I can kind of keep it moving a little more quickly. I get a yes. Look at that. That is a really big yes with the Ten of Cups. And it is paired with the card of waiting, of looking into the future and waiting for that opportunity coming on the horizon with the Two of Wands as well. So it's a yes twice. I like that. I like that a lot. Because I do see her as being president one day. I hope that that comes true. All right. Let's see, Vivian. All right. Message from your guides. All right. Let's see if there's any other deck I want to use. All right, I'm going to try just for maybe the com inner inner wisdom compass deck. I forgot and left my vibes deck, like I said, off in the on my in my bedroom. I was oh, I did it again. Actually, I think this deck is going to work. This is the Trish James Oracle deck. And we do have a lot of glare tonight, but I can't help that. When these decks have these glossy finishes, they pick up my overhead lights. But let's just keep it rolling here. Okay, message from Vivian's guides. What do your guides have to say? What do they want to share with you? Is there anything that she needs to know that she's not aware of? Please use this deck. Help me to read accurately and clearly. Thank you, Vivian. Vivian. Message. Okay, I get the card of good luck. You get a little frog there. The cards good luck and prosperity. Number 88. And it is paired with self-love, value, and worth. Well, there's definitely a message of realizing your worth, to love yourself, loving yourself completely, loving your body, being that it's able to give you the unique experience of being Vivian here on Earth and having this experience. It's really great. We don't often appreciate our bodies for the fact that they are the vehicle that we get to experience what we do here. And that's so important. I've learned to love mine, as broken as it is. So, self love, value, and worth. Have you know your value and know your worth. Really focus in on that. God doesn't make junk. The center of us all is God's light. So, at the center of us, God's light is right there. There's nothing, if you can't love yourself, for yourself, love yourself, the fact that God loves you enough to make you and give you this body and different bodies to come to earth in. And just to realize also the richness in your life with the prosperity card. Prosperity isn't always about your bank account, but having contentment, having a roof over your head and, some stability and food in your stomach, and you can see a doctor if you need to, that kind of thing. So also that your prosperity is the wealth of yourself in loving yourself, if you know what I mean. That value goes beyond any financial worth. So I think it's kind of both here. Knowing how much you're worth, as a being, and also if you're working, don't allow someone to underpay you, I would say, is another message. Know your worth. And again, it's about choice and deliberation. Once you begin to think more and focus, do a little meditation, self-meditation on esteem and things like that, I think choices that you make can change, because once you have more self-worth, you make better choices. Review the past. So this is calling you to, I'd say, reflect and look at making changes from the past and how you have or haven't valued yourself, so that you can make better choices and more deliberate, mindful, aware choices for yourself. Because truly, again, once you have higher esteem, we tend to make choices where we don't allow people to take advantage of us. We learn to say no more, that kind of thing. So working on yourself is highlighted, loving yourself, being kind to yourself. Like, take yourself to a movie, take yourself to lunch. It's really that feeling of honor yourself. It's important. And we all need to do that. Travel, take time to get away with yourself, you know? Do you get the idea? Searching to find yourself. It keeps coming up. Oh, these darn glaring cards. Anyway, it says searching, find yourself. So the accent is on you, my dear, and on growing into who you are, because we're every day, no matter how old we are always growing into learning more, becoming more aware, so on and so forth. And your focus is to focus on loving yourself. And that homework's pretty hard in this world because this world does not do a very good job of teaching people that. I think that's why so many people are angry. Um, I do. So focus on that. Be good to yourself, be kind to yourself, be gentle with yourself, just like you would want like how you would treat other people. It's kind of that golden rule, vice versa. Okay. I hope that made sense. But it's wonderful. You're in a really great part of your journey. Um, I think we should all do that. And I don't know about you guys, but what I need to do a bit more of, my things keep moving around, but I need to get my notebook again and start writing more. I process information by writing. Um, so that's something that I need to do where my own self growth is concerned. I'm so glad you asked this question. And like I always say with my lives, you know what? These things are not just for the person asking, they are for every person that's tuned in. You. Yes, you. It's a message for us all because I swear to God, wait for a couple days to see if this doesn't apply. And you go, oh, yeah, I remember I was listening to those questions and now this is coming to me. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. All right. Okay, now we're going to go to artist Liz. And another beautiful lady. We have so many good looking people. I love it. Do you see if I will ever be able to move to California? If so, any time frame. All right, let's take a look. You know what? The one deck that I do have here that does offer kind of a time frame is my synchronicity deck. Let me see. And this is also by a wonderful artist, Kathy Nichols. And she hand created, I think it's like mixed media on this deck. All right. Let me just get a sip. Okay. There. Okay. California. Liz, artist Liz in California. Is she called to come to California? I think you are. Just a feeling, but let's just see what the cards are going to say, and I'll use more than one deck to try and get at that. Is Liz meant to go to California? And can we have a time frame? Liz the artist, California. Will she move there? And can we have a time frame? Now, time frames I'm not the greatest at, so I get bravery. That's to me a yes. It's like why would they tell you to be brave if, to me that's you have to be brave for an adventure. I'll read you the little blurbs for each little cute little card. I love this deck so much. It's my second one of this deck because maybe even the third copy I've had because I've had these, been using this deck for a while. But it's because the way I kind of side to side shuffle my deck, it kind of dog ears them after a while. Okay, so bravery, The warrior princess is ready to fight for what she holds dear. She will not back down. Her heart is true. I love that. Isn't that beautiful? I'd love to have like a painting of that in my house. Bravery. This is to me, this is you in your car coming out here, you know? I did the same thing. um, Roots. I think you might be called to this soil. Here we have a flower coming up, and where you put down your roots doesn't mean that you need to stay wherever, you were born. I'm out in California now, and I've been out here, oh my goodness, so many more years than I ever spent where I was originally in Missouri. So I'm definitely feel more Californian now at this point. I say yes with bravery and roots. Okay, so but let's go to roots and get you the next bit of that message. We need support. Home, I like this. Home and a sense of belonging to reach the heights of our potential. I can only say for myself that where I was, and the weirdest thing was, and Missouri has many wonderful things about it, but it just wasn't for me. And even as a smallest child, I used to think that I got left there accidentally. I didn't feel like I belonged there. And when I came out to California, the piece of the puzzle fell into place. Now, I'm sure many of you have had that with other places where you've moved as well. It just sometimes you don't feel like you fit in where you initially start out. And that's how I felt. And the weirdest thing was, as this plane was landing and I was coming here to receive medical attention, and my mother had just moved here, um, I realized this is the place. Just as the plane is landing, I'm in a small little Cessna plane and I'm coming down. Shriners have flown me out after my accident, and it was like an epiphany, that word again, looking out the window and seeing it was raining and it was really not that pleasant looking out at the time. It was 1986 and pouring rain. But here we have creativity and mother. Yes, I think you're called to come out here. I think the land, the energy would be very nurturing for you and creative and inspiring for you. So I see you coming out here, but it would take bravery. Okay, you just have to believe it and um, fight for that and come on out. The creativity awaits you. There's the reason why I went into my story so much is that I feel that those certain parts of it might, connect to you as well. So I think you will. I think you will. Hi, Aki. Masmora, hello. Sorry, guys, I can't take any more questions because I'm full up. But if you're still here when I end, and if I'm not too tired, I might just check and see. If you want, okay. Here we go. Will Jared Kushner get his? All right. We'll have to take a look at that. Let me just shift again let me go to the predictions deck. That might answer that question better. Okay. Walter wants to know how Jared Kushner, if he will get his, because he has been up to very shady business. And if you read up about him, it's pretty obvious. So, over in Saudi, especially. So, will Jared Kushner, does he have a time of karma coming back for all of the stuff that he got involved in while Trump's been in office? Will Jared Kushner get a karmic backlash or, boomerang? Karmic boomerang. Will Jared Kushner get a karmic boomerang? I'm just picturing him. Yeah. Commercial airline. Does anyone know if he's looking into the airlines or anything? I don't know. Planned outcome. Hmm. Returns to normal. Holding power. Well, these cards aren't really giving me that. Maybe I need to look with another deck. Stay put. And strategy planning. Well, those might make some sense. Let me look with this other deck. And he's been we don't really hear about them unless you really go out of your way to try and find out about him, and I don't, so I have no idea what he and um Ivanka, I don't know what they're up to. But let's just take a look. Will Jared Kushner have a karmic boomerang? Sometimes just the regular tarot will work better than any other deck. And that can be the thing with some of these specialty decks. So if you ever have that happen, don't fret, just get another deck and try and read on it. Your question. Okay, so let's see. Will Jared Kushner get his karmic boomerang? Well, there we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is kind of a specialist work or effort, and that kind of looks like it with the Five of Swords. I think there will be an effort to hold him accountable for the ruthlessness here, especially with business. Having to fight from his corner. I think he will. Yeah, until he's just too worn out and has to pull back. Till, he's tired. And he'll have to work really hard, keep on his toes. And it shows his ruthlessness. Here we have the Three of Cups, socializing up. But look at him trying to hold on to his money and his society. Look at that. He's greedy. But there's something about the people around him. And I'm feeling that maybe they're going to be the downfall of him holding on to the money, his money. It comes to a crossroads. So there's the moment for the boomerang coming. It depends on what he chooses too. But there's secrets that are going to come to light that haven't come out fully yet, that we don't even know of yet. So that's going to be interesting. There's more that we have no idea that are going to come out. But this shows that we have not heard of these issues with him. And it's connected to business. It's linked back to that Four of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. So it's his little, probably his little country club buddies and business folk that he works with, that he's greedy with, that he thinks he's got control or going to benefit from. And there's secrets that are going to come out. Yep, there we go. There's the moon. There's the hidden aspects card, the uncertainty card, also the trickery card. And this is my card of like legally being questioned or having legal matters come up, like a prosecution. Often this is like a prosecutory card for me. So I do think he's going to start to go in that direction of where his stuff is going to get looked at, especially when I'm being given the High Priestess and those secrets coming out later. There's his dad. There's his father. Not his father-in-law. Could be his dad, though, too. I don't know what sign he is. Not caring. That doesn't care. I don't think Trump is going to care if anything that he does get in trouble for. He doesn't really care. The guy doesn't give a hoot about anybody, including his own son-in-law. So I think that once people start looking into the stuff that he was doing, maybe in connection to benefit of his father-in-law, yes, I think there's some issues that will come up. And it starts off slowly. And then I think it gets deeper and deeper as we got the moon, because there's going to be those secrets that come out. Yeah. So here's that card of quickening. Then things pick up and the heat picks up and the activity picks up for him. And people start looking at the receipts. People start looking at the money. People start looking at investments and business deals. So yeah, he could very well. And there's some regret, remorse and loss here. And earlier where we had the 3 cups that were upright, well, here they're flipped over and they're spilled. So something from that he's probably got okay for right now is going to fail. And he's going to regret it later in the future from now. And he's going to have to wait and see how things pan out and what legal things may come his way. So he does. Doesn't look like it's really active, though. Maybe his father-in-law is sucking up all the air, but I do see his stuff starting to get looked at down the road and him starting to get a little nervous there. Looking at his strategies, looking at his business strategy, and how he has had, I think, an upper hand, how he has played to his advantage is looked at. Yes, there he's worrying. And he's worried about having to leave or to abandon something or walk away from business or some connections that he was wanting to make. So I do see it at the very least might prevent him from further business that he wanted or is important to him that he's not going to be able to do. I think kind of puts the spotlight on him in a way that he can't get away with doing what he's been doing while we're not looking, if that makes any sense. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. All right. This is Dorian's question. And we have, okay, Ivanka's role in the White House. What is that going to be? Thank you, Artist Liz, for the super sticker. You're a New Yorker, true blue, but I've always felt drawn to California. I'm an artist, writer, reader, empath. I used to have dreams about it. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, Dorian. What's Ivanka's role in the White House going to be? Okay, guides, what is Ivanka's role in the White House going to be? Is she going to have one? Or will she steer clear? Will she get pulled into it? Let's just take a look. What is Ivanka's role? What is it set out to be? Or what is it going to be in the White House for Trump, her father? She's going to have to listen to his temper tantrums. Look at that. And his whining and his overwrought emotions with the Ace of Cups. And that includes when he gets angry or excited about something. I think that she gets to hear about it. I think he calls her or texts her a lot. Look at the activity and the emotion is moving. So I think she's basically glorified nanny. I'm not trying to be cute, but seriously, I think he contacts her and dumps on her emotionally, whether it's he's excited for something or angry at something. Yes, she's going to be dealing with when he gets angry and is in a fight with people, uh, when he's feeling combatant or irritable, or how if he thinks, ha, I'm going to get someone back. There's just that energy of having to kind of play mother. Yeah, look at that. She might be also, he might be also confiding in her and getting revenge on people. I see that part. I see it more as a confidant. I don't know that she's going to get active in anything except for maybe some words and sticking up for him. But I think he dumps on her. I can't see anybody better for him to do that to. And I get a feeling that it drains her because it's so intense with the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Cups. It is. Yeah, look, she feels drained. Like she has to really watch her boundaries with her dad. No kidding. And, or he'll just go right over the top of him. What boundaries? I'm going to call you at 3 a.m. I don't care that you have children to get up with or whatever, or anything else you've got to do. I'm going to call you up. I've got to tell you something. Yeah, look at that. Look at the drain. Look at the drain. So she's the confidant drain. I think that that's her role, whether he's in office or not, um, just in general, but in particularly more so because you asked about uh, the presidential aspect of his life. So she gets to hear it and he gets to like dump on her. And I think it's too much for her. I do. I think she's like, there he is. He's showing up in the reading. Yeah, he makes her feel trapped. He makes her feel trapped and drained. That's her role. She gets to have that. Okay, Mariana. Will I have love coming in 2025? Let's look at that. Yes, no. Is love coming to town? For Mariana. Beautiful name. Mariana Ivancevic, right? All right. Does she have love coming for her in 2025? Love relationships. What's the advice, guides? What do you want to tell Mariana about love in 2025 for her? What's the advice? Let me get a sip of coffee. I think I've got to get some decaf for the night. I've got some plop on my eyelash. Ah, all right. That's a problem when you use mascara. Okay, I just dropped this. Let me do this again. Is love. Ah, hold on a minute. I thought I had that. Ah, love for Mariana 2025. See what we get. I get a yes. This is a new relationship. The Ace of Cups can sometimes speak about a baby, like a pregnancy or a new relationship. It's because, like, even with a child, you're starting at something new. But this here, just even on its own, is a yes, and it portends to new relationship. That falling in love. And I say, yeah, maybe by the end of the year, it particularly could be that there could be a relationship there, a new relationship. And it could be that there could be while traveling, or this person could be traveling. Just keep that in mind with the world card. But there's a completion. Typically, there is a movement concerned with this. And if nothing else, in the movement of karma, in that your paths cross and you meet. So I'd say yes, this looks really good for that. Yes. And here's another yes. This is winning that battle, and it's hard. I think you've been stressed, but I see you meeting someone. So don't lose hope. I see that there is a new relationship coming. Unexpected. There could be some shifts or changes. Just kind of roll with it. Don't resist that, because it might mean that it's tearing. If you have disruption, it might help to remove things in your life that are old and need to be let go of, so you can embrace a new relationship or area, or whatever it is. Let go of the old. Think about it this way, Mariana. Let go of the old, open yourself to the new, and open yourself to a new relationship, because that's what you're doing. You can't embrace something new if your arms are full of the past. And with the 10 of Wands, that's a lot of baggage that we usually carry around from family, where we've grown up, what people have projected on us, and we need to let it go. And sometimes if we won't let it go, we'll have some disruption come in our life that makes us let it go. But that's okay. Go with it. And there's the King of Cups. I'm tending to think that could maybe be the fellow for you. He would be sensitive, romantic, uh, have a sense of humor. Let's see what else we get with him. Oh yes, there he is. And coming more quickly into your path. So it's interesting with these cards is that if you can let go of a lot of past ideas about yourself, notions, so on and so forth, and just kind of give yourself a clean slate and open up, I really do think that he will come in a little faster. Your paths will cross maybe a little faster. But just do the work in letting go and opening up to something new. Like, I am open to receive somebody that'd be really good for me, and just let your spirit guides know that and affirm that and tell yourself that. Get your own mind to release this past programming, imprinting from family, friends, whatever. Sometimes they don't always help us either. But you know what I'm saying. Open up to receive, because I see yes. Okay, Nina. Nina, with that, oh, that's a beautiful Italian last name, and I'm not going to ruin it. So, Nina, will your daughter be laid off this coming week? Let's take a look with a yes or no. I hope not. But if she does, I pray that it's so that she can get a much better job, so that another door opens. So I keep all you up in prayer, and truly, because a lot of times when I can't sleep at night, I have my little family altar here, and I've got my candles, and I like to have a little light them, and then just pray for the world, and slowly go through. And that kind of helps me to relax. I recommend that if you ever have trouble sleeping. Okay, let's take a look at your daughter. Will she get laid off this coming week? Guides, can you just be really clear for us? Yes, no. And what is a message for Nina's daughter too? Let's get a message in. Ooh, I'm starting to get the psychic heat. Ooh. That makes me want to open up the skylight again. My arthritis is going to kill me for this. Oh, I've got it open. Okay. I need some cool breeze come down. All right. Warm jumper, y'all. Whew. Okay, let's see. Well, this is moving in quickly. This is news or events, so it could come pretty quickly. And yeah, maybe so this week. Yeah, I think so. With the 5, this is the decline and feeling like you're out. So, laid off, out. I'm feeling like yes, unfortunately. I think that could be coming. And maybe even, well, this week, yes. It's soon. It's moving very quickly. That's not good. There is a delay here. There also might be the looking at it from a different perspective, and this might be the one door closes, another opens kind of at it. Yes, she needs to know, your guides are wanting her to know that there are other options available to her work-wise that she might not have thought about, that might have just come up, but there's more than one thing for her to go for, and to pull back, re-examine, flip the script, and look at this with a different perspective instead of like, oh, this is this is going to be a real pain in the butt, I've got to look for another job. There's something more or different, more than one thing, more than one way to deal with this. And there's just alternatives to be aware of, and not to think she can only do one thing or has to do this a certain way. It's meant to, like, loosen up, you know, explore other alternatives, flip your perspective on this. Get counseling. Tell her that, maybe some kind of vocational counseling. I don't know what might be offered with if she's union or anything like that. I know my husband works for a union, and with union reps. So if she's working for a union, they might have somebody she can talk to. Yeah, look at that. And there's to have hope. Tell her not to get down, not to get upset, because there's something good on the horizon that's better with the star. But you have to go through the uncertainty of the dark night of the soul and kind of moving through uncertainty. But I do see her getting counsel. This can help her to spotlight a different type of job, and that looks good. Okay. It's okay. She has a hard time there lately. Company takeover. I think she's done. Yeah, and I feel like she's meant to move on, and that there's better things that are more, interesting, that offer more, that have more variety, to think outside the box is the message. Yeah, and new starts after this. So she's got a little bit of, like, I think, downtime, and then starts back up to perhaps look for a place that's different, and that it looks good, because paired with that Ace of Wands is the completion card of the world, and that's success. She'll find a better job. She's meant to get out of there. So that's good. I hope that's helpful. Okay. Let's go. We have Holden Allen's World is next. Okay, and then we have Crystal Blue Persuasion. I'll take a look at Sandy. And oh my goodness, Aki, thank you so much for that. Masumura, thank you so much for the $20. Oh, no, that's somebody's car. I thought my windows were closing because there's an auto thing. If it gets damp or the fog starts to come in, they'll auto close. And I thought it was doing that. That's just somebody's old jalopy out there. Okay. Will I be able to get my whole inheritance? Oh no. My sister is trying to steal most of it. My name is Sandy. Oh, okay. Let me take a look. Sandy, will you be able to get your whole inheritance? Will Sandy be able to get her whole inheritance? Let me just split the deck and, do the, or I cut the deck. Got a cut on my thumb. Ouch. Let's see. Will Sandy get her whole inheritance? What is the advice to Sandy about getting her whole inheritance? What is the advice to Sandy about getting her whole inheritance? Will she get her whole inheritance? Okay, let's see what we get for you, Sandy. Well, here's the blah card of the I don't feel very connected. I don't know what to do. You're just kind of sitting there card. and being watchful. Also watching for news, keeping an eye on the cis, keeping an eye on circumstances. Okay. So they're telling you to keep a watch despite the fact that you might feel kind of out of sync with this, or like she just doesn't care, which would be true. There's the sibling. Now with this, because you're asking about a sister, when you get the Six of Cups, if it isn't your child, many times it can be your sibling or your child, as I'm saying, if you're a parent. But in this case, it's your sibling. Okay, there's the past as well. Now I do get the card of the six. That's interesting. You get two sixes, the Six of Cups and the Six of Wands. You do get, though, the card of the Six of Wands here, and I feel like there is some kind of success over the past, maybe success over the sibling. I don't think this is your sibling necessarily having the success, because that's not what I'm asking about. I think this would be your success in overcoming her trying to have the whole enchilada. Then we have the Ace of Wands, a new start, getting active is important, and the King of Wands. This could be a male that could help you to get that. Maybe it's someone that works with inheritance law, that kind of thing. But I feel like there's a male here that would get busy on something for you, get active. I think it's worthwhile. I think you would get your share. I get authorities. Again, this feels like a legal, this could be a father figure too, with the emperor. And a King of Pentacles, the money, the inheritance. I feel like these are people that handle that kind of wills and that kind of thing. I think that you'll get it. Okay, but you have to get active, and you would have to get hire somebody probably here that deals with inheritance and inheritance taxes, all that kind of nonsense. But I see you actually, I think, have a good chance of overcoming her being able to take it all, but you would have to fight for it with that with that Six of Wands. You have to fight for it. You have to take action, but it was well worth it. Okay? All right. Next one. Crystal Blue Persuasion. I keep hearing that Crystal Blue Persuasion. All right. First time at Blackcat Live. Welcome. Okay, the question about the Orange Marmalade's awareness about all of us readers reading on his demise. Is he aware of it? Is 45 aware of readers, a variety of us readers, reading on his, excuse me, I'm losing my voice, on his exit? Is he aware of it? Does he look at these things? Does he look at what readers put out? Does he ever wander down the lane of Psychic Street YouTube and read or listen to the readers reading on him? Is he aware? Is 45 aware, yes or no? And in particularly about us seeing him in demise. And what does he think about that? Okay, let's see what we get. Yeah, he does. He looks it over, and I think he's got somebody that helps him to do that. Look at that. I'm looking it over here. What did you say about me? I didn't like that. My little accordion hands are up in the air. Yeah, he does. And he does have certain feelings about it too with this Knight of Cups. He does read what they offer. He is looking at it, and he is looking at perhaps the aspect of the advice and elderly. I think he compares it probably to the ones that read that he's going to do great. There's certain readers, on these various platforms that are pro Trump, and I think my feeling is he looks at ours and he looks at theirs. And I think because they lavish him with all the love, I think he takes theirs more to heart than our own. However, I do think he does look, and despite the fact that he may not want to take that in too deeply, I think he does. Let's see what else. Yes, he's looking at trying to get help any way he can and get an edge. So we do have the Six of Pentacles there and what they offer, what we offer. And he is looking into the future to, I think, see what his life is going to be like. I think he also likes to look and see what we know about his connection with Russia overseas. So he does look. And I think he has other people that come and bring him, oh, you might want to look at this. Oh, let me see that. Let me look a little more deeply into that. And then he starts to see what's out there. Yes, I think he does look. Definitely. And here's the Six of Swords, but he wants the smooth news. He doesn't want the news that challenges. Yeah, he's still looking for somebody to give him the fantasy story that he does well and he moves on. He prefers the fantasy, but he does look. I get that he does look. That's really interesting. Thanks for asking that question. Okay, and here's the last question of the evening. Sandy. Okay, will my badly broken wrist heal without having to have surgery? And can you tell if my husband is around, whom I miss very much? I'm willing to bet you anything, especially if you have a wrist that you've not gotten surgery done on, that he's definitely around you. Our loved ones keep an eye on us, so there's no way he doesn't. All right, but let's just see what we get, and let's see what he has to say about your broken wrist. Does your husband from the other side want to share with you any advice about your broken wrist? Do your guides think you ought to go and get care, someone to help you? Or is it going to heal without that? What's the advice? Let's see what we get. Well, he's definitely around you. I'm getting the Nine of Cups. Yeah, that is a wish come true card, but let's just see here. You do have the Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands. This is activity. Let me see. I need a little bit more than that. Queen of Cups and the World. Well, there's some kind of activity, and completion with the World. I think he's saying play it by ear. But I think he thinks that you might need to move, go somewhere, get active. There's two cards here about movement. That's the Ace of Wands and the World. You might need to go see someone for that. It could be something that's deep inside with this with this Queen of Cups that needs to be fixed. And it may not be as awful as you might think it would be. Let me just see what else I get. He's definitely around you, though, because you've got that cup energy. Well, this is the trying to get away with maybe not going card. I think that you need to go because it's just one, up and down. This is choppiness, right? This is a lack of stability. And I just don't think it's good. I think you should see someone for that because it doesn't look like the bone is stable with that. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, definitely go and see someone that can help you to heal up to go in a smooth direction in the future. They can guide you in that way, tell you what you need to do, so on and so forth. Yeah, I think he wants you to get it looked at. I do. It's like he wants you just to see someone. I feel like the exam. is there, like looking at that part of the body. Yeah, look, this is a bread. I mean, no, the break might be worse than you think. There might even be like 3 points of breakage. Just keep that number in mind. I think he would like it better if you went. I think it would put his mind at ease. So I'm going to say, I think he wants you to go. And I want you to go too with these cards, especially because you got this. Yeah. Have it looked at. I think the surgery would be actually helpful. Let me just take a look at that since this is the last question here. Let me just take a look really quick. Ruth, I read your question. I'm glad you have a good lawyer, Sandy. So I think that is what is going to be needed because you're going to have to take legal action. You are so kind, Keith. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's just take one more look. Will surgery fix Sandy's broken wrist? I get like 3 points that I think might be messed up in your wrist that probably need it. I'm not a big fan of surgery, so I understand, but sometimes we have to kind of just hold our nose and do it. Let's see what we get here. Will surgery fix that wrist for Sandy? This would be a yes. It's the Two of Wands, but it's also that you have to be, take action. So it's not going to heal without taking action of the Two of Wands and then seeing how it heals. Yeah, you need help. You get the card of needing help. Not to abandon, not to walk away from getting help. Get help for it. Get the surgery. Yes, look, it's still coming back up. It's not gonna do the right, it's not gonna be right otherwise. So you need help. You need someone in there to get in there and fix it. I'm sorry. All right. Okay, you guys. That's the end of the questions. Thank you so, so much. And we did well. We did well. See how more quickly we can move through the yes no questions. So it's really all about how you frame the question. And if you can frame them in yes no, we can move them through more quickly. Anyway, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for the questions. It helps me to become a better reader. And I appreciate it. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm kind of sad now because I don't get to hang out now. I have to go and anyway, that's all right. I might surprise you with a spontaneous live this week. We'll see. All right. Especially since it's the holidays. All right, you guys. I'll see you later. Thank you so much for making this live great. All right. Bye bye. Thumbs up if you want.